Universal Pictures is proud to present the motion picture directing debut of one of America's most talented and respected artists.
Cut! Cut, 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 cut! Oh, hello, kiddies. So glad you could join me. Your pal, the Crypt Keeper, has gone Hollywood in a big way. I'm directing my first feature film. Care for a little shriek preview? For my big screen premiere, I wanted lots of suspense. Special effects, sex, violence. The kind of thing you could really sink your teeth into. Frights, camera, action. It's about a chase through the ages, a race against time. The war between good and evil.
Come on out, everybody! It's time to play!
And the final battle between man...
I'm sorry.
...and demon.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I lied.
It stars Billy Zane from Dead Calm, William Sadler from Die Hard 2, and Jada Pinkett from Menace to Society. Ooh, I love those titles. And you'll love Demon Knight.
The demons are here!
And ladies, if you think Demon Knight is too gross and yucky...
Whoa!
Thank you.
How's it going? So, Demon Knight, man, it's awesome. If there's any like Tales from the Crypt movie they could make, that would be it. They made two others, Bordello of Blood, which was okay, and then another one like Club Dread or something. It wasn't all that great, but Demon Knight is just incredible. It even starts off with like a mini Tales from the Crypt episode when the movie starts, like the creaky gate and the music, the da 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 da, and they're going through the house and all that. Yeah, it's awesome. And then you've got the Crypt Keeper and it's like all these little smart ass jokes. Like he gets mad at one of the actors in the scene and he says, "You're not even a Robert Redford or a Gene Hackman." And yeah, sorry, excuse me, I'm looking at some notes here so I don't go too far off of topic. Yeah, he calls him like, "You're not a Gory Cooper," like typical. If you've ever seen a Tales from the Crypt episode, you know exactly how he is. And also, since I'm a huge music fan, I'd like to mention the soundtrack. It's one of my favorite movie soundtracks ever. As far as soundtracks go with like metal and hard rock, this one's pretty much it. Also in the 90s, Last Action Hero. The movie kind of sucked, but the soundtrack was good. But this one's got Pantera in it, of course. One of my favorites. You can see my Dimebag guitar tattoo. Ministry, Machine Head, who I didn't know much about until I saw the movie in the credits at the end. I was like, man, they're pretty badass. Melvins, Megadeth, Sepultura, Henry Rollins. I mean, the movie starts off, the movie part after the little Tales from the Crypt episode, with Hey Man, Nice Shot by Filter playing right in the intro. And it's incredible. And there's even, when there's a thing called horrorcore in rap, it's like hardcore hip hop with horror elements, and Gravediggers is in the soundtrack too. So yeah, and Biohazard, it's just an awesome soundtrack. So if you don't have it, I highly recommend you get it. So moving on, let's see. There's a few guest stars in this movie. I mean, the big stars at the time: William Sadler, like I mentioned in the trailer, and then Billy Zane. Now, a lot of people think Billy Zane, oh, I remember him from Titanic. No, I remember him from Demon Knight because he was amazing, and I'll show you a clip of that later. Just how awesome a character he was. He's like the best, most charismatic bad guy in a while. Let's see. John Larroquette was on there in the beginning part. He was in that show Night Court, excuse me, in the 90s. And there's also a brief appearance by 90s super adult star Chasey Lane. She's in like the possession sequence of this local drunk named Uncle Willie. If you've seen the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. Um, let's see. Let's see what else. So yeah, and the humor is spot on for Tales from the Crypt. The writing was just awesome, and here's a little clip for that, just to provide an example.
You want some?
Hell no. I was just thinking how much better that stuff looked when it was roadkill.
Why don't you shut up? You eat it.
She loves me.
You hurry up and finish and
I'll take care of dessert.
Oh, don't worry. Cleo knows better than to eat that slop.
God damn it. Get that pussy off the table. I meant the cat.
Cleo.
So, like I said, the writing was pretty good. It's just like a lot of Tales from the Crypt. If you've never seen the show, they took the stories from these old horror comics by William Gaines. They were called EC comics back in the day, and they were just little horror stories. But as the show came out, they had a good mixture of mixing comedy, but still managing to scare the shit out of you at the same time. And they had a lot of big stars on the show. I remember one episode had Treat Williams as the main character, and Tom Hanks was like just a cameo appearance. And I think Sugar Ray Leonard was the gravedigger. Like, yeah, they had a bunch of stars back then. Anybody big in the late 80s and 90s was probably on that show. And HBO, please bring it back. I know you have the money, you have the budget. Make it with all new actors. Keep the same stories. Hell, do new stories. We deserve it. Because if you've noticed, if you try and look for the show on HBO like now or whatever, it's not on there because there's some kind of legal dispute thing. But luckily, the Tales from the Crypt movies, like this one and Bordello of Blood and the Club Dread one or whatever, are on Shudder, or at least I know the first two are. So check that out if you have that channel, which I recommend. And there's a cool part in the story, kind of involves religion. Basically, William Sadler's character is like kind of like a demon knight. He's kind of one like, fighting for humanity to live on and survive. Then you have the demons and evil, and Billy Zane is one of them. But they are all about possessing these keys. They have 6 of them. They need the 7th. This one at one time had the blood of Christ in it. The demons have scoured the universe looking for them. Well, once they get all 7 and do whatever with them, then the earth goes back to darkness and evil just takes over completely. So that's what the Demon Knight, and you'll see that he has like these little star tattoos on his hand when they all line up. He says it has to line up perfectly, like 7 people, 7 keys. He's like, I didn't make the rules, just the way they are. And all this chaos in the movie happens in this little rundown motel / X mission in the middle of the desert. And yeah, Jada Pinkett's in it. Before she was Jada Pinkett Smith, she's kind of the main good guy as also with William Sadler. And then, of course, like I said, Billy Zane. And speaking of Billy Zane, here's that clip I was talking about, just so you can see how awesome of a bad guy he is.
Humans! You're not worth the flesh you're printed on! Fuck this cowboy shit! You fucking ho-dunk, po-dunk, well then there, motherfuckers! All you have to do is give me the goddamn key! Then we could get on with our lives. Alright, this property is hereby condemned.
do you suppose they went? What's that smell?
And yeah, I like how the demons look too. They're just really gnarly looking. Like most of them have like long hair and like piercings and those bright green eyes that you have to destroy to like kill the demon. Um, yeah, they're just awesome. I love the fact that Billy Zane can like grow them out of the ground with his blood. Um, yeah, I really love this movie. It's like the equivalent of partying and going to Whataburger at 2 a.m. You're not expecting greatness, but it's just awesome and fulfilling. Um, but yeah, if I had to rate it, like I said, these are movies I've seen before and I really like it, so I'm starting off with. So I'd say for me, 4 out of 5 stars. It's awesome. I highly recommend it. If you like scary movies, humor, if you love the Tales from the Crypt show, if you saw it on Fox back in the day when it was really edited, I highly recommend trying to get your hands on some of the episodes that originally aired because they're as they intended to be, with language, nudity. Pretty much every episode had that, and this gore and special effects. Before it was CGI, full on real special effects. Um, so yeah, definitely check this one out. If you do, I hope you like it. It's scary and funny. Like I said, it's awesome. It's badass. Get the soundtrack too on CD or vinyl. So that's it. Hope y'all liked it. Thanks for watching. My next one coming up will be one of the horror classics. Some people say it might have been the first slasher movie, if that gives you any preview of what it might be. I'll be posting twice a week, sometimes Tuesdays, maybe Wednesdays, and then usually Saturdays. So I will catch y'all next time.